So it's been a while since I last made a video, but I have been busy during lockdown. I've set up my own darkroom and I plan to do a few runs of limited edition black and white silver gelatin prints. To that end, and to give me a creative distraction over the winter months, I'm photographing some small items at home on my medium format cameras. In order to photograph a certain level of detail, I need a macro lens, for which my medium format system I do not own. Now, if you know about lenses, you'll be aware of the existence of macro extenders. These are simply tubes that sit between your lens and the camera body, enabling you to get much closer to your subject. I tested the Mamiya extenders because they work on both my Phase 1 and my Mamiya 645 film cameras. I thought I'd use the digital back to check the performance and post a few shots on Instagram prior to shooting a limited edition run on film. My usual choice of Arca clamp is just too precarious for this kind of setup, so I went with a Manfrotto clamp, which is secure at this kind of acute angle. Now the trick is to get the light as close to the subject as possible. The distance from light to subject versus light to background is such that the fall off will render the background completely black, even though it's no more than a couple of feet away. This is called the inverse square law. Basically, the power of any light will decrease very rapidly as it is dispersed from the light source. I opened my aperture to get the light to focus, and then set my aperture all the way down to f22, so as to have as much of the image as sharp as possible in the final shot. So let's dive into Capture One. These files need no adjusting beyond auto levels and a creative choice of white balance. There's a setting in Capture One's options where you can get the RGB channels to auto level independently of each other. This is sometimes useful to deal with color cast issues, as it gives you neutral black and neutral white points. I could have added a touch more exposure to compensate for the slightly darker image as a result of using an extender, but all the information that I need is there in the file. I have to say I'm really happy with the results. I see no indication that these weren't taken as the result of using a dedicated macro lens. And the fat pixels of this camera, which was produced in 2005, let's not forget, and which I've spoken about before, are once again just a joy to work with.